In this episode, we're going to sit down with 88-year-old legend Dave Jamieson and then join the Sky Trials, a yearly competition where falconers train to set their birds against some of the fastest pigeons. Tell me about this competition.
It's a competition, somewhat a friendly competition.
It's chicken shit pudding we're talking about.
You get a 15-minute window to put your bird up. So what they do is you go out in the field. We have 3 judges that sit in a panel at the edge of the field, and then the spectators are behind them. Falconer and a pigeon server will go out into the field and we'll release a falcon. We'll let him climb to whatever height we decide is good enough for what we're trying to do that day. And then we'll have a pigeon server release the pigeons. And he'll fold up and come down and he'll chase them all over the sky.
And it's called the Sky Trials.
And that's called the Sky Trials.
Cool.
We have a lot of readers here tonight from California. I just want to know how many of you know that there was a time in California where it was illegal to buy or sell a bird. You know that? And you know what happened? One night I got a call from a California falconer who happened to be an attorney, and he asked me if I would go to the California Hawking Club field directors meeting and asked them if they would support him to sue the state of California. Richard Smolin was his name. So we went to the board meeting and we made a presentation to the board to have them join in a lawsuit, which they refused. They were afraid of the Fish and Game. So on the way back, I said, well, Richard, I'll pay for it if you'll do it pro bono. And he said he would, so we sued the state of California. And you guys are now allowed to buy and sell birds. I thought you might want to know that.
Stop chugging and wait for course, like, anyway, the champ, well deserved, but
it doesn't ever happen twice in a row.
This year,
He's gonna win.
it's made me a little more competitive.
I tell him, I go, if the bird goes up, I don't have to track it, and it comes home safe, we're good. And I got lucky. God made the bird, I
she put
just
in a
went.
ton of work, like we all do.
We do work.
In 53 years, including myself, women have won 6 times.
It's a man's work.
And I get bloody and my fingernails fall off, and
I love it, absolutely.
it's something that most people in the world will never experience, and we get to. It's the greatest thing I've ever watched. It's the greatest thing.
The Sky Trials is all fun.
Sky Trials is something a guy named Gerald Richards conceived by listening to a discussion between a falconer and a pigeon fancier. And the pigeon fancier once said to this falconer, "I'll bet my best pigeon can outfly your best falcon." It kind of set a fire in him, and he started to think about, well, how could I set up an even playing field for a competition? And a number of falconers came out and would put their birds up, and they would release pigeons underneath them, and the birds came down and chased them. And they graded the birds on how high they went, how accurate the first stoop was the falcon able to corral the pigeon and make him turn and control him? Did he catch the pigeon on the first stoop? Did he miss the pigeon by a long distance on that first stoop, or was he real close? So there's a number of criteria involved in the sky trials. I have flown in the sky trials, I have judged in the sky trials, and I have run the sky trials. What it does is it really gives people like yourself and the average person that doesn't see what we see every day when we fly Falcons, that gives them the opportunity to observe not only what an athlete the Falcon is, but what an athlete the pigeons are, their natural prey. You really get to see the best show you'll ever see. And that's because the Falcon, if he's fit, will chase that thing all over the sky, but the pigeon's got a lot of tricks up his sleeves to evade the Falcon. The Falcon is at 1,000 feet, folds up and comes down towards the pigeon. The pigeon, a good pigeon, will wait till the last second, and then he'll jump off to the side. And when he does that, the Falcon's going way too fast to correct for it. And that gives the pigeon an opportunity to head for the sky. If he stays above the Falcon can't hurt him. But if he tries to fly linear across the field, then the Falcon has an opportunity to get back up high again above the pigeon, and then he can take another shot at him. And if the pigeon stays low, or he can intimidate him to stay low, he continues to take shots at him until he'll fly him down. He'll wear him out. If I put on a sky trials, my goal is to fly 20 birds on pigeons out there and not have a single pigeon get touched, because that's when you're going to see the best show. But the whole idea behind it is to put on an exhibition that gives you an opportunity to see just what these birds are capable of.
So I'm saying, be ready on deck. Okay, the transmitters work better if we put them on the bird a couple minutes before you fly. And I let my bird go, and he takes off, and he does hear Scotty one his bird thermal. My bird's going in a thermal. I'm like, how high is it? It doesn't say it's even taken off yet. It was the wrong transmitter. It's like bullshit.
Tell the people, make it clear, let that pigeon, if it lands, don't kick it.
We will announce that on the thing.
Let's just be clear. Let's say their bird hits a pigeon at the cars and hits it good enough. We'll consider that points. It wasn't a pudding.
Exactly.
It's a chicken shit pudding we're talking about.
No, but I'm just saying the one that misses by...
Can we touch the pigeon as we bring it out of the box? We can't
touch it. You can't touch it. That salt shit you put in their eyes ain't gonna work. Well, I don't know if I'm flying, but I'm on. I'll let you open it. I don't know what it is. Well, then this is 9, man. Oh, 9. Number 1!
That's your number 1?
Paul, you're up. Deanna, when do you want to fly?
I think I'm going to do 3.
John's going to take 4. Nobody wants to. There's a slight amount of risk.
I've done one, too.
The first bird, like a prairie, that's like...
Number 6, Joe. 5. Joe wants 5. That's bad for your lungs. Just shake it on the fish. There we go. Brought tears to my eyes. Yeah, man, all those years I spent with Steve, you know.
Everyone in this community sees Dave Jamieson as a legend. I mean, I had Dave and a few other longtime Falconers at a table last night, and we were all having dinner together, and they equated it this morning as if being backstage with people like Robert Plant or Steven Tyler. I mean, they're legends.
I had an Iraqi come over years ago, and he's looking at my birds. He was a big-time sheikh from Iraq, and he said something about the male there, and I said, no, that's the female. No, it cannot be, because in falconry, the female's the large one, and the male's the small one. And he said, no, it cannot be. And so I showed him semen under a microscope. I showed him it handled an egg. You could see the embryo. And he said, you tell me I must believe you. And he said, you must come to Baghdad and show us how to do this. And I said, no, I'm too busy. He said, I will get you an invitation from Hussein. The only Hussein I'd heard of at that time was the King Hussein of Jordan. I'd never heard of Saddam Hussein. But anyway, he was going to get me an invitation from Saddam Hussein. I wish I'd have got it just so I could frame it. And my dad got an invitation from Saddam Hussein. I could have met Uday and Qusay probably. Over there, they've done it the same for generations. And here, we're starting from scratch basically, so we get more inventive, let's say, equipment and so on. Like I said, I was the first one to take actual telemetry over there. They'd never seen it before. I lived in a perfect generation. I couldn't have lived in a better time frame. We had game in those days. We had a lot of obstacles, but I wouldn't trade for the young people today. They've got to deal with lack of places to fly, lack of game, viruses, and all kinds of problems. So in the olden days, we didn't have apprentice programs. You wanted a bird, you went and got one. As simple as that. But last bird I really flew was
Wasn't
probably
Kathleen out there with you?
Yeah, we'd go out together. But she would handle the telemetry and all of that and keep track of where the bird was, because with Kathleen, once they got to 600 feet, it was gone. But it's worse now. Probably 300 feet, I'm finished.
So how long ago was that you flew?
That was 4 years ago.
How old were you?
4 years younger. I'll be 88 this year. So I would have been 84. Yeah, I can't see and I can't hear, but thank God I can still drive.
So I was a little curious about your doings with Gerald Richards. I never met him personally, but in all the history of his little bet with the pigeon guy.
He had super pigeons. Super pigeons. That's what you really need in a sky turtle.
We had a guy a few years back. He was kind of a nut, but he had some of the best pigeons we'd ever seen. And we'd have a trial with some great birds and nothing we could touch. And I took a bird I got from you, that was silver bird I got back in 2001. And I took him down there, I think we were in Bakersfield, and I put him up, and he just went like a machine, just went straight up, at about 900, and Cherry, I didn't realize there was a time factor. And Cherry was out there with me, and he says, "You gonna do this anytime soon?" And I said, "Yeah, let him make one more turn." So he came around, he was dead overhead, and I looked at the server and I said, "Let him have it." He tossed it out, and it took off. I don't think it saw him roll over and start to come down, but all of a sudden you saw the pigeon kind of, and he shifted gears. And he started heading for the sky, and that bird came down, went right through him, pulled up, came back around, bound to him, and took him to the floor. That was one of the best things that ever happened in my life. They gave me, because of my time, they gave me like 4th place. And people were telling me, "Oh, you got ripped off. You were the one who only killed the only pigeon out there." I said, "You know what? You could give me $1,000, 1st place in a 6-foot trophy. I wouldn't trade that for what went off behind me with that crowd." I was scared to death to do that in front of all my peers. And I don't think people recognize what it takes. Dave, thank you very, very much.
I drew one, but I don't want to fly one. I'll fly 3. So whoever flies one gets to clear the skies, basically. And, you know, honestly, it doesn't matter what number you pick. Depending on the weather, the day, the bird, the temperature, all those things. You could fly 10th and win. It's not, you know what I mean?
Why'd you pick 3 then?
I picked 3 because, one, it'll be a smidge warmer. And if there's anything out here, red-tailed eagles, whatever, hopefully they'll be pushed away. And then besides that, I don't want to fly first.
How many fat people you got? I'll hand it to you. I don't know. I've never really. There, put it on.
Could somebody do that in the back?
Yeah. Those flames didn't get close to your house. No. Fanny pack's obsolete, Dave?
It's cumbersome.
Gotcha.
It's right there.
Okay. I can get up. I can get up.
He's a beautiful bird, Deanna. You're blessed.
Don't worry, Mike. Next year they're going to have 400 feet for qualifying.
Got it. I lost. He's out there.
I know. But you know how he just did. He's going up.
675 feet.
700 feet.
Please don't let me have to track it, Lord. You could probably throw a pigeon, so even at 23.
Just pull the bottom. Here, hold that. That's a little, you can see the distance there.
Okay.
So just tell me, there's your height, there's the distance, so, and then
Because he's going to gas out pretty soon.
we're right there. So he's out over by that building.
He's here.
Something. Let's say if he gets down to
As soon as he
25,
turns, we're going to pull him. Yeah.
if he gets to 25 or something.
Hey! Shh, too cold to whistle. He's going. Come on, I don't want to do this, God. Father, let me turn back around.
Come around the mountain, won't you come?
Did he turn?
Going farther. He's going farther away. This will be my first tracking for the year, I guess.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's almost a half a mile away. I mean, if you think we can throw the pitch. Now he's coming back. He gets around 3,000. That's not that far away.
I should have already had you throw him. How high?
630. 624. 622.
Too damn far. You can throw him, but I don't think he'll ever see him. Ho! Hey! Ho! Ho! Yeah. Checking. Come on. Hey! Hey!
He came over.
Okay, now you can get magazines. That's a magazine. Yeah, that's right there. And then
It actually, it went good. It wasn't his fault. It was mine. So this year, sometimes the birds train you as well. Bo has wanted to go higher because he doesn't want to pull the trigger too low. So he's found a different height he wanted to be at. So I was trying to wait for him to get to 1,000. He climbed well, came off the fist beautifully. Actually did everything perfect. Had I pulled the trigger at around 900 and had him throw the pigeons, he would have had a better opportunity. But he went out and wide, and so I finally said to Dave, when he gets in about anywhere between 3,000, 2,500 away, throw the pigeons anyway, because he'll come in at 2,500 to a pigeon and kill it. But he was too far out and wasn't turned this way, and we just didn't have the opportunity, and I love the sky trials, I really do. But the thing where I'm frustrated or sad this year is because I don't like for him to go up and not get a kill. So it was sadder for me to have to go. And this is his 5th season, and I've only tracked him 3 times in the last 5 years, and it just made me sad for him. But I still enjoyed it. I still had a heck of a time, and he got to fly in amazing weather, and yeah, I've been blessed with a really amazing bird. And I didn't give him the right opportunity today, so it's me. It was me, not him. And that's when I'm sad, because it's like I failed. I failed to help him do his business. So, but it's okay. It's somebody else's turn to enjoy it. Yeah. So.
Well, she won last year. She wanted to win again this year, so she was pushing the edges. Somebody's moving around out there, walking, and all of a sudden, the bird's at pitch, but he sees something down below him, and he'll key in on the wrong thing. He's a mile away, so I have no idea what was going on over there. All we can do is watch the track on the GPS and know where he's at, what he's doing. You can see if the pitch is dropping drastically and coming back up, that he's probably chasing something that he saw underneath him way over there. And that's happened many times. So you get to a certain point, and every minute you go beyond that, they start subtracting points. But when your bird comes in and smashes a pigeon, and you're one of 2 or the only one that smashes a pigeon that day, you get a lot of kudos, but it's a point system. So you could be the only one to catch the pigeon and still be 4th or 5th place. You got to have a really good flying bird, decent conditions, and a little bit of luck.
330 feet.
Pigeons away.
495 feet. 540 feet.
Position was good.
Thanks for watching this episode. If you want to follow more of my work, subscribe to my channel. If you want to support my content, you can find my Patreon link in the description below. With a Patreon membership, you'll get access to more episodes, behind the scenes content, and you can watch my first documentary, Here Falcon. Those are cool perks, but honestly, you're just supporting creators like me so I can go out and do my thing. If you want to support falconry, bird, and habitat conservation, you can find links to organizations in the description below. Thank you for supporting falconers and indie creators.